Hi, it's Robbie and I'm in my garden today and I'm working a little bit. It's been kind of cool. A lot of people have been asking me about how do I control pests in the garden from the top. Vermins that come in, it could be squirrels, rabbits, even some insects and birds, and some people have even mentioned cats. I've got something I've been using that may work for you. It might be worth a try, and it's incredibly cheap. Here's what I use. This is tulle. You can get this at almost any fabric store, and it's less than $2 a yard. That's $2 a yard. And it's about 54 inches wide, so it will go far. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I found this at a garage sale, this whole bag. I don't know how many yards there were in here, and I got it for $1. But the thing was, let me see if you can see how this looks. Look at this. It's got very fine holes. See if I can zoom in. See the very fine holes. And I'm not going to say it's wiry. It's a little bit stiff. There are different types. This one's a tiny bit stiff. And it's made out of nylon. And I will say I've been using this now for a couple years. And if you leave it in the garden and forget about it, it doesn't break down. So it will last a long time too. So I want to give some tips on how to buy it and how to use it. First of all, you can cut it with any scissors. This isn't a scissors, but it's sharp enough to cut. And this is what I do with it. This particular purple sprouting broccoli got attacked by a rabbit. So they pulled off almost all the leaves. See, there's still a little bit on the bottom. You can see where they got it. Well, once I put the tulle around it, they don't want to come near it. So now it's growing back again, and hopefully I will get to see what purple sprouting broccoli looks like when it gets broccoli. The rabbits don't like it, the squirrels don't like it, the rats don't like it because they have nails, and their nails get caught in that fine mesh, so I think it feels odd to them when they touch it. And that's what's going on with the tulle. So they come up to it and they want to pull all those leaves off, but they don't like the feel of it. So they go on. I've also found it doesn't seem like slugs and snails like crawling on it. So I don't know if they're like a suction or slime and they can't crawl on it, but they don't seem to crawl on it either. At least they haven't here. And here's another way to use it. If you've got problems with tomatoes and sometimes the birds come in, and you could do this with any fruit. You can make a little bag up. All you have to do is cut a square, wrap it around your tomatoes, and put some masking tape. See the masking tape? Doesn't have to stay there long. And that will save your tomatoes. Now, don't put it on anything that still has flowers, because the flowers, of course, have to be pollinated. But as soon as you have tomatoes and you're afraid that something's going to get it, you can do that with tomatoes. You can do it on apple and peach trees and different things. Because, again, the critters don't like the feel of it. Isn't this great? I mean, it is so incredibly cheap. And it's really worth doing because this is organic. You don't have to spray. You don't have to put traps out. It works really, really good. And you can use it anywhere in the garden. Let's walk down here. I know there's different places. Even this is my big blue kale. And I had the same problem as you can see down here. Yes, I put a basket around it too, but they started chewing on it, so I wrapped tulle around that, and nothing has been getting to it. Now the birds will come and land, and yes, the birds have found that they like it, so there's not much I can do about that. And then I had another one that was eaten to the ground. Let's see if it's over here, how it's back here. It was eaten to the ground. There was just a stump left. And the birds are still nibbling on it. But see here? So you can get rid of a lot of rats. And over here, same thing with the tomatoes. It will keep the critters away. I'll show you another part of my garden on the other side against the wall, where I'm using it there too. Here's my other garden that's up against the block wall. And see, this was being eaten the other day, so I put a wire basket over it to stop the rabbits. But let me show you over here. We had cleaned up the wall and there was some tulle laying here. And here's the tulle. See? Well, what happened is it blew over here. Notice that where the tulle is laying, This particular celery that came up from seed has not been touched by any animals. They don't want to climb on this. I have a feeling that snails and slugs don't like climbing on it either. So that's growing beautiful, all because the tulle blew over across this. See how it's up against the wall, it's up against that container and the plants, and the tulle blew across it. So the celery grew beautiful, never got touched by anything. And as I walked over here, a rabbit was standing here, but they won't go on the tulle. Now this is what I wanted you to see here. And this is where I think the tulle will really help. Now we're back in the garden here, my main garden, my kitchen garden. And see, you can wrap big tomatoes too. And just put a bit of, see the leaves in the way, put a bit of masking tape around it to hold it. And once that tomato's done, you're good to go. Then you've got your tomato. And the thing is also I wanted to bring up on how to use it. I wouldn't cut the pieces too incredibly tiny because you want to be able to use it over and over again. So just cut a good 12-inch square and just wrap it around the plants. And then this way you can use it over and over again because, like I said, it lasts. And it doesn't break down that easy because it's made out of nylon. So try it. If you're having problems, you can wrap your squash with it. I have wrapped zucchini with it and pumpkins and different things. Try it. I mean, you have nothing to lose. Go to any fabric store. Ask them for the cheapest tulle they have. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. And it should be less than $2 a yard. That's all you need is a yard to start with. See if it works for you. If you've got cats bothering your compost bins, let's say you're composting in place like I do here. Now, of course, I got everything growing in it. But before everything starts to take off and grow, you could cover it with tulle as well. I have done that. And if you really wanted to, if you're windy in your area, you could cut off a yard, half a yard, and you could staple it to a piece of wood on each end and then drape it over a container. Cats aren't going to want to touch that either because of the, their nails, they'll get stuck to it. So rabbits don't like it, squirrels, rats, mice, they just don't like it. And again, I've had great luck with keeping snails off of plants as well when they come in. And of course, if you've got any locusts or grasshoppers and things like that, it will work for, but it might be worth a try. As far as gophers, they're underground. I don't know. I've never tried stuffing a hole with it. The problem with that is they probably would just come back and make another hole. But for critters on the top that you're having issues with, it might be worth a try. Like I said, it's only going to cost you about $2 unless you go to a thrift store and find some. Sometimes you can find it there too. I found a whole bunch once at a thrift store, and not counting the yard sale I went to. So with that, just wanted to give a tip and hope that somebody can try it and get something good out of it. And if not, well, I'll come up with some other stuff. So have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks.